Hey guys, welcome to Smolson Extras. So you guys already know that I own a Steam Deck. I obviously love it, and it has made my gaming PC almost obsolete. Recently, however, I decided that I wanted something more, and I want more, and I know I shouldn't. But I did something I never thought I would do. I got a Switch. A Switch OLED to be precise. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Well, if you're a Nintendo head, you're probably thinking, yeah, that sounds so good. But if you're a PC gamer like I am, you're probably just thinking to yourself, why the heck would he do that? What is wrong with him? Just emulate on your Steam Deck or your PC. And honestly, I considered it. I'm not the biggest fan of Nintendo as a company. I don't play many of their games. I think the hardware on the Switch is outdated and severely underpowered. I'm also aware that the Steam Deck's great for emulation, one of the top gaming devices for emulation. So why not emulate? Well, a big part of it was a desire for a seamless experience. And really, I'm just obsessed with new hardware. Not new in the Switch's case, but different hardware. And I like new stuff, so I got a new stuff. Another thing is, I have a harder time than I think most people do getting past the ethics of piracy and pirating games. I'm not as comfortable with it, so I haven't done very much piracy. Or any, really, actually. But I've been loving the Switch. Last month, it was all I was playing on. And I got the OLED to play this lesser known game. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called Tears of the Kingdom. But the game is fantastic. The detail is really amazing, and it is so cool that they managed to cram all of that content into a package that's playable at 30 FPS on this really ancient piece of hardware. I have many, many hours in the game already, and it has given my brain a real workout. Anyway, I think it'd be cool to do a sort of comparison between the Steam Deck and the Switch. So first off, the deck is obviously far more powerful than the Switch, and the library of games that can be played on it far surpasses the Switch's library of games. The Steam Deck is a PC and a console, so you get both in one. The Switch is really just a console. You're not going to be doing any word processing or anything in the Switch. The Switch is small and light, which is good, but it's kind of uncomfortable when you're holding it in your hands as one package. And you compare that to the Steam Deck's girth and bigness and heaviness, and it's really actually a lot more comfortable, but definitely harder to transport. The Switch, fits in this tiny little thing, and the Steam Deck's like big. The Switch gets Joy-Con drift after only a couple months of play, or in some cases it'll come out of the box with Joy-Con drift. Now, mine did not come out of the box with Joy-Con drift, but I'm getting worried about Joy-Con drift. I plan to buy Hall Effect joysticks as soon as I get the slightest hint of drift. So that's something I plan to do, but it's just a pain. The Steam Deck's sticks are buttery smooth, and if you get drift, there are several guides, including, I think, an iFixit guide, and I think they sell official parts for the Steam Deck. And you can also get Hall Effect joysticks for the deck as well, so that means no drift ever again. If I ever do get drift, I plan on installing Hall Effect, but so far I've had it for like half a year maybe, and no drift yet, so that's been great. The Switch has Tears of the Kingdom. That is a main selling point for me. That's one of the main reasons I got it. Have been loving the game. But the Steam Deck can emulate Tears of the Kingdom. I've actually seen people do this. I'm not comfortable with doing it. I'm not familiar with emulation. So, but you can do it. You can emulate Tears of the Kingdom, which kind of begs the question: why would you buy a Switch? And again, I bought it for the seamless experience, and I'm not comfortable with pirating games. So it all comes down to this question: should you buy a Switch or a Steam Deck? Well, I suppose your mileage will vary. If you love Nintendo games and you're a Nintendo head and you really just love that Nintendo Switch experience, you might go with the Switch because it's really just a seamless experience and you kind of get what you're paying for. If you're a PC gamer who's a little more technical and can fiddle around with the Steam Deck a little bit and get it the way you want and emulate and do whatever, then that's definitely a compelling option. Another thing to consider is price. A Switch is quite a bit cheaper than a base model Steam Deck. I think the base model Steam Deck is $400, and the Switch OLED I got was like $330 at the time. So big price gap there. Also, if you're buying a Steam Deck, you're gonna either buy the base model and do upgrades because the internal 64 gigs on the base model is kind of not enough. And you're going to buy an SD card probably, so you're going to be a lot more money intensive in the Steam Deck department right off the bat. But you also have to consider game prices. So Switch games can run you $70 a piece. Actually, I think they usually do, which is really expensive for games. Usually you get them for $60. For other consoles, so $70, kind of a premium at this point. Deck games, Steam Deck games, are almost always on sale. The Steam store has sales all the time. We just got done with the summer sale. Bought a lot of games there, so you can really build up your library quickly and low cost on a Steam Deck. And you can get games ranging from $0 to $70 and like up to $150 with DLC and sort of fancy add-ons. I think you can also get into like the thousands of dollars with DLC and games like The Sims and such, but I'm not super familiar with that. Anyway, game prices are definitely something to keep in mind when you're buying these things. Another thing is, should you buy both? Well, I did. Would I buy both again? Yeah, I think so. I love them both, and I think I'm getting my money's worth with each of them. So if you think you can get your money's worth with a Steam Deck or a Switch or both, then go for it. I think if you got the money and you want to buy one of the two, then yeah, they're both a good deal. So that's all for this one. I hope you enjoyed the brief comparison between the two devices, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.